Be careful what you believe in, because things that you believe in can resist in the right ways or in the wrong ways. And you never ever want to be placed into a situation of being forced to believe something that's not considered a comfortability with inside of you. Because these things that you believe in can take many aspects in your life. These things can turn out to many catastrophic events or circumstances that can basically prevent you from moving forward within your life. And certain things you shouldn't even basically waste your time believing in, because if it's not something that caters towards your comfortability, then it's something that's going to pretty much bring unsatisfaction energies within inside your arena. And when, of course, when you have a whole bunch of things clogged in your arena, this makes things kind of stupidity. And of course, you don't want these energies or these situations to become a stagnation within your life, because these things bring maintenances. And of course, you don't always want to be looking forward into having to maintenance something on a day-to-day basis, because once you maintenance something, you want things to be fixed and, of course, situated and satisfactory. When you have to keep constantly going through a maintenance program when it comes to a situation that you have basically attached yourself with, then of course you got to start questioning things. Is this the right thing for me to basically be believing in? Is this the right thing for me to basically take time and take aspects in? Or is it something that I got to basically reverse and, of course, leave alone? Of course, better yet, detach from my circumstance, detach from my situation. Because everything we play out to life is all based upon situations and, of course, experiences. But certain experiences can bring turmoil. And of course, when you got turmoil going on, we got a whole lot of situations that don't cater towards your existence. You got to basically play tug of war. You got to, of course, put up a fight. You got to put up a crutch. And of course, you got to put up your crab. And you got to be basically ready to crab. And of course, throw a jab. Because these jabs must be strong. These jabs must be hard. And the way you direct your jab is all about your intent. So you could throw weak jabs, you could throw strong jabs, but every day is focused on the jab and, of course, the strength that you basically direct towards your jab. Because you don't want to basically be throwing no weak punches. You want to make sure that your punches touch. You want to make sure your pieces hit. And of course, when you direct your way in certain scenarios and certain situations, because of course you don't want to basically be replenished a certain area or a certain environment, then of course you become the weak source. And of course, if you don't take action when you place into a situation or a vulnerable situation, then you can be basically considered being bullied by life or life circumstances that basically bring tough situations in your life. So of course, you got to be a tough person. You got to be a tough spirit to basically go ahead and reach the atmospheres, and of course going above and beyond, of course, through certain situations that pretty much is going to basically put you up to the test. Because every day you're going to be tested into life experiences. Every day you're going to basically be hit with another journey. Every day you're going to be basically hit with another phase. But of course, this phase, this wave, this curve is up to you to basically keep it flattened. You don't want to get the curve flattened by you. You want to make sure you curving all that shit. You want to make sure that you are putting yourself into situations of not taking shortcuts or moving around. You want to make sure you're going directly focused towards destroying and, of course, bringing destruction towards anything that's basically bringing harm in your aspect or bringing harm in your environment, because your environment is important. You want to make sure you're protecting your environment, because if your environment is compromised, you won't have the right fruits, you won't have the right beverages, you won't have the right ways of basically going about getting your greens. Your greens will be all chopped up, ate up by all kind of motherfucking parasites, by all kind of goddamn desires in that goddamn field that truly loves to basically attach itself towards what you got going on, which is growth. Feel me? Either way, whether you're doing good, you're still going to get hate for it. When you're doing bad, you're still going to get some form of hate. So you got to learn how to basically blend the two together. So when you blend the two together and bring balance and equilibrium in that spectrum, everything will start to weigh its scales. And you got to learn how to basically take yourself out of a percentage scheme when you put yourself in. And of course, you got to basically learn how to sit back, see things from a bigger aspect, and of course, a bigger perception. And you will basically be able to actually see areas where you can attack, see areas where you can basically get back from. So everything is all about these levels. Everything is all about these tests. But these tests and these levels are just here to see how much you can maintain and see how much of a strong spirit you are moving forward when it comes to these situations. So you got to basically be putting yourself out there in the right hemisphere. You got to make sure you're in the right space. You got to make sure you're in the right aspects. You got to make sure you're in the right flow, because when you're flowing smooth and flowing well, everything is a groove. Everything is the right aspects. You'll create your own juices. You'll create your own sugar. You'll create your own goddamn ingredients. And of course, everything starts with you. You gotta be the ingredient. You gotta be the juice. You gotta be the flavor. Feel me? You gotta have all the juice. You gotta have all the passion within inside of you to basically be very directed towards what you're trying to do, and of course what you're trying to initiate, and of course what you're trying to spark. Because everything is all about you. You are the spark. Feel me? You gotta be a direct. You gotta be the focus. And of course, you can never lose focus when it comes to what you're paying attention to. And make sure you're paying attention to the right things. Because when you're believing in the wrong things that you believe in may not believe in you. And of course, it's only believing you believe in it, so it can basically possess you and put you in certain situations where it caters to what it wants you to basically believe in versus what it don't want you to believe in. So you got to always question everything what you believe in. Don't just basically take things just because it's basically put out there by a certain source that have certain resources that may basically have a whole lot of perceptions, a whole lot of areas where it can attack your brain. And of course, it's how you get easily ejected into a program. You gotta learn how to basically unprogram and of course cut ties to the soul ties mentally towards circumstances and situations. Because when you get too caught up into a soul tie and wrapped into situations that basically is not in your best interest or in your best cater, then these things can basically harm you and put you into atmospheres that you don't want to basically be in. Yeah, it could be a tornado or it could be a hurricane for you every other day, just by you basically putting your beliefs into something that basically don't have your best interest. So you gotta learn how to basically interest yourself from that situation, and of course you'll be able to actually move forward smoothly. You'll be able to actually have a surfing board. You'll be able to have a sunny day with a little bit of rain from here and there, but of course it's all about the battle, it's all about the commitment, and of course the energies, and of course the tests, and of course the directions that you're basically willing to take. Feel me? Everything is a take, but you got to be the Undertaker. Feel me? You can't be Undertaker by a situation or put yourself into a casket. You got to make sure that when it's your time, you got to be happy that you're being placed into a situation where you can be in comfortability. You don't want to be basically in catastrophic mode. You want to be in chaotic mode or chaos mode. You want to learn how to basically get yourself out of that chaos mode. You want to learn how to basically get yourself out of that situation, because everything starts with you. You feel me? But it's all about your belief system. It's all about what you are basically giving your belief towards to. And of course, belief is very important, because belief is what creates the spark for things to come in your life for the good or for the better. So you got to make sure that whatever's you believing in, it's in the energy of something that caters towards you. And it's in the energies of you basically believing in yourself, believing these things will work. But of course, you can learn how to basically be an alchemist, utilizing bad with the good. But everything works out in its favor. But make sure that you believe in the things that's catered towards you getting from point A to point B, and not just by you basically believing in things just because you have a certain fear or just because you have a certain doubt and worry about things. That is never the energy that you want to basically be in when you are going through these experiences, because these experiences can make or break you. And of course, if you get break and get made by something that you ain't basically are the creator of, then you, of course, you're just a creator to that. You are just a creation from that creator, and of course, you want to have your own creations. You never want to basically be knocking on the door looking for a creation for you to basically create from. You want to make sure that you bring in your pieces to the puzzle. You want to make sure your pieces is hitting on all aspects, on all markets, on all theories. So of course, everything's about your truth, and of course, always know that you got to believe in you before you basically take your stuff off that motherfucking stoop. And of course, don't get off the steps, don't get off the porch if you're ready to basically take things to the next level. Everything starts with you. Feel me? You gotta fight those devils. Every day, every new level is a new devil. So of course, you want to make sure that you are sitting in the seat. You want to make sure that you're coming to the seat where the devil is sitting. Feel me? But you gotta play your cards right. You gotta make sure you're on point. You gotta make sure you're on the right moves. You gotta make sure you're in the right hemisphere, the right frequencies, the right vibrations, the right energies. And of course, that everything starts with you, day in and day out.